Hello everybody. Today we will be continuing our journey of learning C++ for free. Watching and learning these videos for only 5 minutes a day will make you a master programmer. Alright, so here we are on JDoodle. So let's quickly go over how we do definitions for integers and doubles. Okay, so for integers we write int and then we write the name, let's say int a, is equal to, and then the value, let's say 80. Another way we could do this is int a, like that, because this is declaration, and then a is equal to 80. So then that's initialization. And then if we want to change it again, we could say a is 50. Okay, so let's move on to doubles. So for doubles, we do double d is equal to 50.0. The 0.0 is there for showing that, like, it is a double, so it's a decimal. So yeah, you should always have the point so that C++ knows it's a decimal. We could do 50.9, 50.234. Let's do d is equal to 50.3. That's assignment. And then let's try this one more thing. We do double d and this, so then d will be set to 50.3 and a will be 50. So in order to print this, we do cout, and then we can just print a. Okay, and then so one thing about cout that is pretty important, you can cout multiple things by just doing like this. Every time you do less than, it'll append them together. For example, d. It won't add them, but it'll print both of them. For example, we get 50 and 50.3, but there's no space. We want a space between there. So what we can do is add another one of these and then do a space. So this space basically means it's just like, you know how we print hello world and we put a space between hello and world. Instead, in this case, we're just only printing the space. So when you print this, 50 and 50.3. Perfect. So let's get on to part 2 of the data types video. So here are strings. Remember when we print things such as cout, and then we do hello. Okay, so this inside the quotations is known as a string. Okay. Strings can hold anything that you would like inside these quotations, and the string variable will be able to hold them. In C++, in order to define a string, we write string, again telling memory that we need to allocate some new space, string, and then the variable name, let's say str, which kind of stands for string, but we can't use string as the name since it's what we use to define that we're making a string. So we have to use a different name than what this is, or we can't name this int either, because that's already a key word, which is something that when C++ sees it, it immediately interprets it as something that's already built into the code. So for example, I can't do string double is equal to, because double is already something that C++ has inside its code, which is a key word. So let's cross that out and delete it. Okay. So string str is equal to quotations, let's say Bob. And then let's make another string. String name is equal to Jeff. So strings are very useful, and you can actually print out strings, and you can print out any data type, but it's especially useful to print out strings, because you can do, for example, if we do cout str, then it's just going to print Bob. No quotations, obviously. So yeah, let's move on to boolean. Booleans are a data type that seem very simple on the surface, but as we go forward, we'll realize how complicated these really are. Okay, so booleans can have one of two values. The first one being true, and the second one false. So let's go over how we define a boolean. In C++, in order to define a boolean, we use the keyword bool. And then next thing coming after this is the name. Let's say bool b. And then we have to do equals assignment. So bool b is equal to, let's say, true. So when we do this, and then we say we print cout b. So let's say this is our terminal. In terminal, what you'll get is actually 1, which will confuse you, but actually in C++, true is represented by 1, and false is represented by 0. So that's like, for now, that's the only important things you need to know about booleans. You may have noticed that throughout all these data types, there's been a very common pattern in how we declare and initialize them. For example, it starts off with the type, then is the name, then is the equal sign, and then finally value, and of course we can't forget the semicolon. So this is a very easy template if you want to quickly remember how to define variables, so it's important to know this. So really quickly, your task for today is to print out a statement with a bunch of, well spaced out, that includes a string, boolean, integer, and double. So just define those 4 types of variables, and make sure you know declaration, initialization, and assignment. And then you have to print all of those 4 variables out using cout and a bunch of these less than symbols, and just put the variables in between them, and make sure it's well spaced out. And good luck with your challenge for today. See you in the next one. Peace.